Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the one, the only, the most epic pro wrestling podcast on the internet. Squared Circle Shenanigans.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 5 and of Squared Circle Shenanigans. I'm Scotty,
And I'm Keith.
the guy, and we are the Squared Circle Shenanigans fellows, I guess is what you want to say. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
All right. So first off, we are going to be talking about our favorite debuts today.
Yes.
I do like that.
Yes, sir.
And
Can't wait.
and we want to start off by thanking all of our sponsors. We got 8 Mile Vodka, the Little Brown Jug, Mugsy's, IWR, the Monroe Sports Center, Deb's Floral, Lane's Pizza, Amaya's, the Dudes Talking Wrestling, and Pro Wrestling Edge. We thank you guys for all your support. Oh, well, and I missed it. RPW, man, Ruthless Pro Wrestling. Oh, my goodness. Thank you guys. All right, Kesey.
Alrighty. So I think that my first one should be a newer one. It'll be from AEW, and it's my man, the one and only Taz's son Hook.
Okay.
Hook's debut was on 12/08 or 12/8 of 2021, and it was on an episode of AEW Rampage Live. And he went up against Fuego del Sol, and he won by submission. And during this match, which he, won with pretty quick fashion, he showed off his technical wrestling skills and an impressive performance, and showed that he could stick it and hold in the ring with as many as he can, with as many people that he could. Being young and athletic as he is, it's pretty crazy. I was not expecting it. I didn't really know who he was at first, and then I understood. But once I seen it, I was like, huh, that's interesting. And it just was a really interesting match.
Absolutely. I like that. I do like AEW. I'm ready to go in May when they're going to be here.
Oh,
and,
man.
Yeah, Hook is pretty good in the ring. He's the FTW champion.
Yep.
With, that's what his dad brought to ECW. And then that was awesome.
Yep.
I went heavy for the first one, Keith.
Okay, I'm ready.
Chris Jericho's debut on Raw is
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that was freaking epic. First off, you interrupt The Rock. That's a no-no. You don't do that.
That's very true.
And, I mean, he got a huge pop. Like when Jericho came across the screen, everybody cheered. Then he eventually started getting boos because he started talking shit.
The Ayatollah of rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really memorable. His, the silver.
I think what was most memorable is that hairdo.
Yeah, the hairdo.
Lord. That was something else.
I watched a clip of it earlier just to get it fresh,
That's hilarious.
And dude, it was cool, the promo. And then he said he's the best. And then The Rock got him with all of The Rock's catchphrases. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Yep.
Shut your mouth, know your role, everything. It was awesome.
He even took a trip down to SmackDown Hotel.
He sure did. I loved it. It was
wild.
Awesome. That was August 9th of 1999. And also, I did like Jericho in WCW because that's what I watched at the time. And so I didn't watch when he jumped ship because WCW was still a thing. I watched it till the end.
A Lionheart to the Ayatollah of rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. It was great.
All right,
guy.
That's an interesting one. I like that one.
Thank you.
Good. All right, I'm going to go with another newer one from April 10th, 2021. It's the first night of WrestleMania 37. And we've got a huge tag team match with Bad Bunny teaming with Damian Priest to defeat The Miz and John Morrison.
Yeah.
If you would have told me a Grammy-winning rapper would be the star of WrestleMania and, get a big win and a big pop, I wouldn't have believed you.
He actually did a really good job.
I did not expect it. This dude pulled out so many of the most unbelievable moves on the grandest stage of them all at that.
That's dope. I watched it. I remember that. It was I don't like the split thing. Just give me 7 hours of WrestleMania in one day, and that's cool.
See, that's
it's Saturday, but just all day long.
That's an interesting thing that you said because that is a big topic right now in wrestling.
I mean, I
Is-
don't like it. I mean, that's
Would you
just
prefer a whole day of WrestleMania and it'd be like an 8-hour day,
yeah.
or do you want 2 days and they're both 4 or 5 hours long each? That's the thing.
one day because all the big matches would happen in one day, and I wouldn't have to pay for 2 days.
That's very true and fair. I didn't think about that.
That's expensive. I want to go to one. That's a bucket list item of mine is to go to WrestleMania.
I went to one.
Yep,
I went to one.
You went to one. I do. Remember
I was
that.
really
You were
young.
jealous of that.
I was pretty young. I don't remember much, but I do remember a lot of it. To be honest, it was the most exciting time of my life. I got to watch Donald Trump shave Vince McMahon's head and etc. And I loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But anyways, yes. Back to the quick conversation. Bad Bunny proved that anything is possible if you put in enough hard work.
That's true.
He pulled off multiple stunning moves that takes years of practice and experience. "Quote unquote," his partner and his 2 opponents all said that he pulled off moves and maneuvers that they did not expect. That people have been practicing and putting in, a bunch of experience and time in it.
Didn't he jump through the table?
He did dive onto a table. He also did a superplex off the top rope. They both did stereo time. And not only that, but before the end of the match, he pulled off one of the most amazing bunny destroyers of all time outside the ring onto, at the time, John Morrison. And John Morrison said he took it like a professional and that they only had to practice that like 2 times. And he got it down packed quick.
That's
So
a tough move to learn.
To learn it, and it only took you like
and
a few days.
Very well.
And yeah, you basically excellently did it in 2 days or 2 tries or whatever. That's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I love that. Canadian Destroyer, aka a bunny destroyer. That's a
Scott
funny one.
D'Amore.
Oh my
Canadian
god.
Destroyer the other night.
Speaking of that, yes.
Well, on Sacrifice.
At Sacrifice, our man from IWR, Jason Hotch, took a huge Canadian Destroyer.
Top-notch Jason Hotch took it.
He took a huge Canadian Destroyer from returning Scott D'Amore, and he sold like a champ.
It was awesome.
Popped, flopped, straight out the ring. He went. I loved it. I hated it because he's a great guy. Can't wait to see if he joins us. That'd be a great conversation. I couldn't wait. But yeah, that one definitely did hurt to see, but I loved it at the same time.
Right.
All right. That's for me. You're up next. What
All
do you
right,
got?
So listen, I think I went with some heavy hitters for the whole thing. My last one's the heaviest hitter. It's my favorite one.
Okay. I got one of my favorites
I went with
too.
Cena.
Oh,
Cena's
okay.
debut is really cool.
Cena at
that
number
one
2.
was really memorable because I remember watching that episode of SmackDown.
Right.
And like it was the gold medal invitational, or was it or whatever it was, and it was just after the promo, just a few months or weeks maybe, if it was of ruthless aggression. Like that's when that era started. Like ruthless aggression.
Yes.
And seeing his whole entire like face is shaking when he says it.
Yep.
And it's intense. And
Kurt Angle didn't know what to expect.
No.
Got blasted in the face. The bell rang. Bingo bango. They brawled it out, and sadly in an upset, Kurt Angle got the victory.
Well, yeah.
In the end,
Almost an upset.
Well, there are people that speculate other opinions on that. That there was a part where the referee screwed up and John Cena actually got a 3 count when he wasn't supposed to, and they just went past it. You'd have to like watch it to see and look close, but there is speculation. But yes,
Pixar didn't happen.
Pixar, that's fair. So yeah, Kurt Angle won and conspiracy. No, you never know. But so we're going what? This is like, so we're going from 1 to 6 or 6 to 1. By the way.
Oh, well, you can go in order. I just got
like,
my best for last.
I feel like my best would be last. So we did our 6th and our 5th so far.
Okay.
Is what you're saying. So John Cena's number 5 for you. I'm curious on who could be better and higher than John Cena.
Yeah.
I know I got at least one that's higher than John Cena.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
But that's crazy. Well, he's my last person.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, are you done? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. It hits. Well, all right. Well, look what happened. It's that, ruthless aggression. We didn't have that like little John Cena with the tights on for too long.
Right.
Turned into the,
the basic thugonomics.
The doctor of thugonomics, man. That was
word life.
Yeah, all the raps every week. He threw fucking He threw
craziest
peanuts at Michael Cole and said, "These nuts."
Yep.
That's
Craziest
awesome.
thing is, I don't know if you've heard this story, actually, but that he almost got his pink slip, and come to find out, Stephanie's the one that saved him. She heard him freestyling in the back of the tour bus while they were doing a tour in Europe, and she threw out the advice to him, like, "Hey, maybe you should try this." And she told Vince, and Vince was like, "Well, yeah, let's do something." So that backstage scene where he officially like rapped to her was the thing that saved his career.
The Halloween
Yes.
party.
Yeah, when he rapped to her that night on that SmackDown, that was what saved his career. He was not going to do that.
In other words, sort of, you're saying Stephanie created the Doctor
At
of
one
Circle
point,
Round.
yeah, Stephanie created John Cena's beginning gimmick that we
That's
all
awesome.
loved and based off of.
I did that. I didn't know that.
No,
but
yeah.
I like that.
I watched. I've seen something about it most recently, and I looked into it and read it, and yeah,
that's awesome.
she said in an interview, and so
She
did he before
created-
that. Yeah, she overheard him in the back of a tour bus rapping, freestyling, and she was like, "Hey, I think we should do this." And when he was doing his thing backstage, rapping to her at the Halloween party, as one of the people, what is it?
Like Elvis, I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
Elvis or something. Yeah, and yeah, he just took it off, and it worked.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
like
that's
that.
crazy. She sold John Cena basically.
I like his whole like the wearing a jersey, whatever city he was in.
Yeah,
that was always cool. I like that.
All right, I'm gonna go back in the day now.
Okay.
Finally, we're gonna go from a Monday Night Raw from April 16th, 2007.
Say, Keith,
What?
that's not back in the day.
2007? It kind of is.
Oh,
I just did 2021s. Okay, it's back in the day.
All right. Making me
Gosh,
feel old.
wait till you see my last one. You're gonna love it.
What is it? Old in
1990.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, sorry. Santino Marella.
That was a great
Bingo,
one.
bingo,
And Italy.
The star was born when he was
Mm-hmm.
handpicked by Vince McMahon himself to go one-on-one with the Samoan bulldozer Umaga.
Beat him.
It was supposed to be a squash match to
Mhm.
prove that the champion wasn't afraid of anybody. Well, what the boss didn't know was there was a man named Bobby Lashley that had different plans for the outcome of the match. So after Marella gets destroyed multiple times after his Fist of Fury coming out at the beginning, he just starts getting destroyed. Then they stop the match randomly, so Santino can catch his breath, and there's like a little whole comedy moment where Vince is in the ring with him talking to him, and Armando comes in and asks him if he needs some water and if he needed a break or if he wanted to just stop the match, and he's like, no, I got this. And then they restart the match, and he starts beating up him again, and then Bobby Lashley comes out of nowhere with a suit on, starts hitting him, beating him up. He hits him with a chair after Vince brings it in, and then he gives him one good old big spear, and he throws a Santino on top for the 1, 2, 3, and you never guess, but the hometown hero wins the match and the Intercontinental Championship
In his debut.
as a hometown hero. No one would have thought.
That is a good one. I watched. I can remember
That I
watching
rewatched
too.
it today after I talked about
Santino
it
Marella.
before, but he
Oh, it
was
says just like that.
he was one of my favorites. Santino Marella.
And
you
then
know, him and the Cobra.
that
Him and his Cobra.
the whole him trying to make everybody else break character on screen is I like that.
Santino
I would do
Marella.
that. I try to make my
Santino
friends at work
Marella.
break on the phone.
He fought John Cena at one point.
Yeah, right. Like
Shawn
Cena.
Michaels. To Nature Boy Ric Flair. Or whatever it was. To Nature Boy.
That's good.
The legend of Killer. Randy, whatever it was. The legend of Killer.
I do like Santino Marella. He's like the general manager.
He's
of
the
Impact,
he's like
or
the enforcer or something.
Yeah, I like
an Impact.
that.
I heard, and then Vladimir Kozlov was there.
Yeah,
Most recently,
yeah.
he returned or something.
That's so cool. I don't know if he was wrestling or anything.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see him stay. But yeah, I heard Santino went from a comedy gimmick that almost won a Royal Rumble, by the way.
Right.
At one point, the biggest man I think was like 40 man or something. Wasn't that the one? I can't remember. I think so.
That was
because the
that
Rio
was for
one,
the
wasn't it?
title, though.
Was it?
I think the 40-man Royal
I
Rumble.
think Del Rio won the 40. I can't remember that one though. But yeah, he almost won a Royal Rumble. It was him and Del Rio last.
He should have won. Well,
he should have and could
Curtis
have.
Axel still hasn't been eliminated from that Royal Rumble.
Curtis Axel never got in the Royal Rumble though.
He's never been eliminated from that match.
But he was never in the match.
Nah, he's never been eliminated from the match.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. So that was my fourth pick. So what is yours?
That was your third pick.
Oh yeah, third. Sorry.
Sir, I'm up. No, that was whatever it is.
Well, if we're going from 6 to 1, it was 4. But,
okay, I see what you're doing.
I didn't think about it until after I said it. I was like, oh, so 3.
So this one's I guess it's not technically a debut, but it's a formation. It's the NWO. I do love the WCW. You knew I was going to talk about WCW in some spot.
NWO.
And like that is the biggest heel turn of all time. Like I said before, the only thing that could match up to that is if John Cena ever comes back and becomes the bad guy.
Okay.
Like that's the only thing that could ever like even come close to it. It won't go past it, but it can come close to it. And that set off a whole whirlwind of shit within the WCW. And ended up beating WWF for 83 weeks in a row, like a little bit after that point.
Okay.
Like, so it's not a debut, it's just a formation, but the promo were the new world order of professional wrestling.
Right.
You know, Hogan saying that, the trash, and then just every, and I'm talking about this, like, maybe not the NWOs towards the end, because there were so many. Like true. This original, when I say the NWO, I originally mean.
So I'm assuming you like the WCW NWO over the WWE NWO.
Not necessarily, because when they first brought it back, it was Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hogan. They came out at No Way Out in 2002. So like to rid the WWF.
Didn't they like have Shawn Michaels join them during that time? And then it all changed.
That was later on. The Big Show was in it. Booker T was in it.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't they join? They were only
the Big
there
Show.
for,
I guess he was already a member.
Yeah,
so
they were only there for a little bit, and then they passed it on to him, to Michaels, and then Michaels ruined it with Booker T and Shawn or Big Show again.
I don't know. There were some funny promos that came with that NWO, the WWF NWO, like Gold Dust looking for him like he's the crocodile hunter. That was hilarious. But like the original, the Outsiders, and then Hogan, the third man. Who's the third man? He can't be the third man. And well, he was. And then the next night he comes out as Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Just reborn. And that's like one of the first and only times he ever had to like reinvent himself.
Yeah.
And like he came out as Hollywood Hogan. It was awesome. And just
can we talk about Hogan's worst gimmick real quick, which is, Mr. America?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hulk Hogan as Mr. America?
I know who Mr. America is, and I know who Hulk Hogan is, but I don't know what you're talking about. They're definitely not the same person.
Okay. All right. I see.
It's like people who say the Blue Blazer.
I see what you're talking about. Well, all right. We'll see.
Blue Blazer. And
Right. Okay.
Or people who say Sami Zayn is El Generico. Get out of town. El Generico's doing charity work in Mexico.
Right. Okay. I see. You're one of those people. Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. I'm ready. Let's hear it.
I'm going to surprise you.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with
old school again.
Yeah. Yeah.
2019.
No, 22 or 2002. 2022. No. This one was from July 15th, 2002, and it was from another Raw, and it includes Mr. McMahon again when he came out on national television and announced that the new Raw general manager was shockingly the man known as Eric Bischoff.
I'm back. Yeah.
And he's better than ever. Yes.
I
know he's not technically a wrestler, but he did wrestle a few times. But even though he wasn't a wrestler when he first debuted, I still include it. He was a surprise to literally everyone.
That's
the fans, the workers, people behind the scenes, producers, everybody and everything. The only person that knew about it was Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
and he didn't even think he was coming.
And then, yeah, I read that in his book, in Eric Bischoff's book.
Yep.
And for me, being a huge fan of WCW, the man who he literally went out on television weekly and would tell the results of Monday Night Raw before it went on the air.
Yep.
Because Raw was taped and Nitro was live.
And they were on like right around the same time. So he'd go on.
No, he would go on 3 minutes. He would go on at 8.
Yeah, I was say he'd go on a few minutes before. Yeah, so they were right around the same time. So he'd go
he would
on
go
and
3
tell
minutes
them,
early
boom.
and tell the results. Well, that didn't help him one time is when Mankind won the title.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that.
He said the ratings, Raw is War won that because
because Mankind.
Yeah, they turned the channel to it. Well, they already know what's going to happen. So
Mankind's going to win. Oh, okay. Well, and that's the case later, guys.
Let's watch. And and Bischoff came and wreaked havoc, but he did have the one idea, the
elimination chamber.
Yes, which is also, but the Vegas, the one, the wheel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, like the Monday Night Raw where
the wheel match or the matches of wheels.
Yep, and you had to spin the wheel, and that's the kind of match you had.
Raw roulette.
Yes, Raw roulette was awesome.
I don't know, because I was trying to think of what the wheel. There was a name for the wheel, and there was the name of the show.
Yeah,
I knew Raw roulette was the name of the show, but they had a name for the wheel or something too. But yeah, anyways, that one came to a real surprise of me, of Eric Bischoff, and then the moment where you see two of wrestling's most powerful men standing alongside each other, hand in hand, basically. That's a picture that'll live rent free forever. That was absolutely crazy.
I did love his theme song though. The theme song was cool.
It's one of my favorites. It's
on
my wrestling playlist.
But like, yep, I do agree with you. That one shocked a lot of people. Like that, I couldn't believe my eyes when that happened. I was like, there's no way, dude. You tried to kill this man's business for years.
53 weeks.
83.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't say 53 was a while.
No, yeah, it was 83 weeks.
It was 83, but yeah, I know 53. They were destroying them at first for a while, and then it got further and further.
All right, that's a good one. I like that.
Thank you.
All right, so my next one I chose. I really like this one. I talked about it in the last show.
Okay,
it was on one of my favorite pay-per-views.
Right,
and it was Taz's debut.
Okay,
Royal Rumble, and
father and son.
Yeah, and he talks about Hook. I like
that's
that.
Hilarious.
But Kurt Angle has this once again having an open invitational, wants just anybody to come on out, and then outcome. Who I didn't know at first, like who it was, like growing up. Watching it back and stuff.
I seen the 13. I was confused. I heard the music and I thought of like Tajiri or a masked wrestler for some reason.
And then out comes
little Taz with a towel on his head
with an extra Z now.
Yes,
on his name.
2 Z's.
Yep,
I have the card here somewhere. It's hilarious.
And, came out and just freaking destroyed Kurt Angle.
Right.
And choked him out. And just let it go. In a matter of minutes too. It was a quick match.
It really
It wasn't long.
Yep.
They're Kurt Angle and Taz are really good technical wrestlers.
They were.
So it's fun to watch them.
That was a very good rivalry. It really was. It wasn't a long one, but it did span throughout a while. It was a good one. Yeah, he won pretty quickly, and then when the trainers told him he lost by a chokehold, I didn't lose. He can't do that. That doesn't count as a victory. Technically passed out. It does.
Yeah. No,
you didn't give up, but you couldn't continue.
Couldn't continue. Absolutely.
So therefore, you take a loss. Sorry, Kurt.
You lose.
Sorry, Kurt, but you lose.
And then you get your head shaved.
Yep.
Not then, but eventually.
After. Edge does that eventually. All right, that was a really good one.
Edge is holding up the cue cards and the pictures, apologizing.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you suck.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, you still suck. There's other ones.
I love it.
You've always sucked. So what?
All right.
I
like that.
Thank you,
Kurt Angle. All right, go ahead with your next one. I like the Taz one. I do, and I did watch the Royal Rumble back. So
okay.
I watched the Royal Rumble match and the main event, but this is the first match that popped out, and it's quick.
Right.
So I always watch it. It's so good.
That's awesome. I love that.
All right, buddy. Let's hear it.
All right. I'm going to go with an NXT one now. I don't have the date because I messed up on it. Sadly, I couldn't find it. But NXT Takeover Triple X, we had Adam Cole, baby, versus commentator at one point, and still is at now, kind of Pat McAfee.
They wrestled.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
His first
like
ever
that.
match was at an NXT pay per view against Adam Cole, and you're gonna have to go home and watch it. He did really good.
So
I mean,
very well.
and I mean really good. The former Colts punter displayed some serious skills before being pinned by his opponent. Clearly, Adam Cole. But yeah, he wasted no time by opening the match with an epic leap from the top rope, sticking the landing on top of Adam Cole, the Undisputed Era, and like 4 bodyguards for some reason, because Pat McAfee didn't come alone. He brought friends.
Bet I would too, man.
Because it was just, a man talking crap to Adam Cole. At one point, he wasn't really trained to wrestle when he was talking the crap. And then, Adam challenged him, so he had to actually put up the work. And, he talked trash and, got Adam Cole to come outside, and that brought out the Undisputed Era. And he slid in and got on the top rope and did a swanton out to the top, outside onto everybody.
And like took everyone out.
And he took out all of them. And actually stuck the landing really well. After that, he looked to continue his dominance. He squatted with 3 times with Cole on his shoulders before slamming him to the mat for some reason. Hey, look, I'm strong. So he squatted with him 3 times.
I'm strong.
And then slammed him. And then, he followed that up with a drop kick and a slap to Cole, which really pissed Cole off. And at one point, they were on the top rope. At one point, they were on the top rope, and he was going for a superplex or something. And Cole pushed him off, and he literally did a backflip and landed on his feet to save himself.
Oh, shit.
During the match. It's a highlight. It's great. And then, despite losing the match, Matt McAfee put up a hell of a fight and showed the incredible first impression during his match. And yeah, he earned Adam Cole's respect, and it was a really good match.
That's cool.
Really good match.
That's awesome. So I didn't even know he had a match. Like I know he was I brought in the commentator and everything.
That's he was a commentator for NXT, and that's when it happened. And then he came over to SmackDown, and then he did his WrestleMania matches.
I knew about those.
Yeah.
That's different. I knew about those ones because I watched them, but I didn't know he wrestled in NXT. Not once.
He only had 1 match in NXT, I think, maybe 2. I think it was only 1 though.
That's awesome.
And it was that match, and it was fantastic.
What are your guys'? What are some of your guys' favorite debuts? If we haven't mentioned them already, let us know in the comments. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
But I went next. As a quick one, but it didn't really. I mean, it was just his debut. Just when he came to the WWE, but it's AJ. I love AJ Styles.
Okay.
When he debuted at the Royal Rumble, and you have Roman in the ring, just looking like, what is it? What is it saying? And it says, I am, and then phenomenal. I got chills because I was watching TNA when it was on Fox Sports Detroit when I was in junior high.
Wasn't it Roman and Chris Jericho in the ring?
It was Fridays at 4 p.m. That's what time it came out. So I was watching it way back then. And I followed AJ for a really long time. Right. So when he finally, his contract in Japan was up, I was hoping he was coming back to TNA. But then,
that's what I was also hoping
he went to WWE as long as he just, continued.
Right.
And when he debuted at the Royal Rumble, I got chills. And his new theme song, new then. I mean, it's the same theme song now, but when he came to WWE, his theme song was awesome. Yeah. Didn't really do much in the Royal Rumble. We got to see the phenomenal forearm, which is pretty cool. But he didn't win. Obviously, we knew he probably wasn't gonna win. But in my opinion, it's one of the coolest debuts, just because I love AJ Styles.
I love that. Interesting. I love that one. Do you have a favorite match besides his debut? Just curious.
Well,
in WWE, I should say. Debuts are awesome, but that one, there wasn't that much in there, like you said. So could you pick a match maybe that you enjoyed of his?
AJ when he was champion.
Okay. So
His
against
first
somebody.
champion, it didn't matter who. His first championship run was awesome.
Okay.
So any of those matches you can choose from are all great.
John, Randy, one other person. Can't remember.
Actually, you know what? I really think that the Randy Orton feud
Okay.
was probably my favorite, and the Randy Orton match was probably the best because they went at it
Okay.
intense.
I like it.
I remember the first time I saw AJ in person. It was finally he was in WWE, so I got to see him,
I like it.
and it was so cool. His pyro is awesome. It was so cool.
I love it. All right. Well, my number one overall, pick for my best superstar debut. I wasn't alive for it, so I had to go back to watch it. But it's from November 22nd, 1990. Like I said,
Hey, I wasn't alive either, so this is a good one.
it's a Survivor Series.
This is old school.
It's Survivor Series. So,
listen.
with Survivor Series being said, it is The Undertaker. Shock? No, not really. Taker debuted as the final member of DiBiase's team during the match. He had to
traditional tag team.
Thank you. He had to replace Bad News Brown due to injury, which really sucks. I read about that. Something happened, so he had to go due to injury. But the good thing though is the outcome of this match was DiBiase's team winning with him as the sole survivor. But Taker during this got 2 big eliminations. He took out Coco Beware, and that did start a feud, and the American Dream Dusty Rhodes.
That's a big time.
That's one of the big names. Both of them are big names, but talk about big name. You're dropping, Dusty Rhodes with a tombstone and pinning him.
Mind you, that move, nobody's seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching Undertaker and talking about that in this documentary.
Yeah.
A&E one, and I forgot who he said he saw do something like that, but he didn't think he could as big as he was. Yeah. And he turned it into like that. That's a signature. Nobody. There should not be anybody else that was able to do that.
Right. Sadly, after eliminating Coco and Dusty, though, Taker somehow found a way to get himself counted out. Sadly,
so technically,
he was never pinned, but he was eliminated from the match. But nonetheless, the eerie slow walk to the ring as the bell toes definitely, sent shivers down people's backs and spines, and they were not ready for it. Kids were crying.
Yeah, they didn't know.
Adults were freaking out, confused. The wrestlers are like, what did we get ourselves into? But, that one match took Taker's career higher than we ever thought. He had a very successful career for over 30 years.
Oh, literally the best. There's like a Mount Rushmore. I think you got to put Hogan. You got to put Flair. There's Taker on there. And now that he's, retired, fully, like you put Taker on there. But yeah, he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of.
I agree with Taker. The other 2 ones are interesting.
I don't know. Hogan, though, you wouldn't have been able to have WrestleMania as big as the first WrestleMania as big as it was if Hogan's name wasn't on it.
Maybe.
So you wouldn't have WrestleMania 3.
Maybe.
Where it had Hogan slamming Andre.
Well, I didn't say he wouldn't be in those. I just said he wouldn't be on my Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yours. I'm just saying.
I just said I don't see him or well, maybe Flair. I don't see Hogan though much.
Didn't you have the whole NW? Listen, I have a bias, man. There's always going to be that
Flair. I can see, yeah, for sure. Taker, I can see for sure.
With a Nitro shirt on, and I'm going to order me a WCW title belt, man.
Bet. Say less. We'll have an actual title instead of a toy title. Nonetheless,
one of those things.
Right. Too sweet.
Too sweet. That's right. The Undertaker is the GOAT.
Nonetheless, he's very great.
He's very respected, and he was even like when he was like the main man back in the 90s.
Yeah,
like he was so respected by the locker room, and he still is to this day. Like,
oh yeah,
I've heard like one of the most respected persons.
People go to him for advice all the time,
and yeah, there's not gonna be another Undertaker. There's not gonna be a character that could ever evolve too, because my favorite version of the Undertaker was like the the ministry and then the corporate ministry, like when they did that. Like that's my favorite version.
It will, like you said, it'll
Because he
never.
was so scary looking at that point. Like as it,
Yeah.
like that's when I was younger. Like wow, that's scary.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say.
Undertaker.
Oh yeah, Undertaker. No. Oh yeah, you're right. The closest person to the creepiness and the actual phenomenon of a person would, I'd say, probably be clearly everyone says it is Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, and I really,
That's the closest you're gonna
like
get, and
Bray
even
Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt says, "I don't want to compare myself to the Undertaker." I asked myself when I was younger if I could compare myself and do stuff like that, but he said he doesn't want to. He just wants that creepy factor still.
So
He's even asked him for advice, and Taker specifically had told him, "Just keep doing you, brother."
like this, Bray Wyatt like has had, obviously not as long as of a career
Right.
as the Undertaker, but has reinvented himself so many times as Bray Wyatt. Like
He's done 5 different characters already,
and it's
maybe more.
and every one of them has been spectacular. Like I love the Firefly Fun Funhouse. That Bray Wyatt being, happy-go-lucky and then turning into the Fiend.
Yeah,
Being sadistic. And
you got
and now being that way with what he did.
You got
That
Brother
clearly
Rogers.
that wasn't the Fiend at the Royal Rumble that you seen wrestle. That was
that was some new person.
That was a new
persona.
That the paint, like you couldn't see that until the match.
That was
and you seen him and he had like the creepy.
That was Bray Wyatt's inner demon,
and it was beautiful.
The Fiend was his imagination. That's his inner demon.
So and like that, and it's okay. So it's not even reinventing himself. He's using himself as part of it. It's just immaculate. Such a and I really like.
Not to mention his bringing stuff. He made his own Vince McMahon doll as the bad angry boss, and he has all the other dolls, and now they came to life. We got Uncle Howdy.
The pig is Husky Harris.
Huskus, yeah, which is Husky.
Husky Harris from the.
I don't know what Abby is. I don't know where Mercy the Buzzard was. Like him.
Oh, Sister Abigail's their sister. They're supposed to be a sister.
Oh, his dead sister, yeah. But like, we don't know that much about it.
Exactly.
Except for the dead sister thing.
Mysterious.
Yeah.
I love Bray Wyatt.
Well, we went kind of off topic with that. Undertaker to Bray Wyatt. Let's get back on track.
Right,
Sorry.
So here the last.
What is your last pick?
The last one before we do our IWR review.
Yes.
And well, I went with his brother.
Oh wow! All
Kane's debut is one of my favorites of all time. I can see it right now.
Kane's
ripping
debut,
the cage door off.
Kane's debut actually includes the Undertaker.
Exactly.
That's funny.
And the very first Hell in a Cell match ever at
Mad Blood
'97. And first off, you have a banger of a match between Michaels and
the Undertaker.
Like
Fantastic.
just beating the shit out of each other, and it was awesome.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, the match is, you think the match is all but over because the Undertaker's about to hit the tombstone.
Didn't they escape at one point and they were fighting outside?
They were fighting outside. They fought on top.
Yeah, because then say one of the refs got hit or something, so they opened it and they went out, and I think Triple H or China, one of them came in or something.
Yep, and then somebody went. Michaels went to the announce table.
Yeah.
But like not like Foley does. But
yeah.
He still went through it.
Right.
So they have
and then like you said,
a banger of a match, and then boom, and Undertaker's literally about to win.
Yep. As Undertaker goes to do the finisher, the lights go out.
Right. He was about to win.
Complete darkness. What happened?
He was gonna face. Well, the winner of that match faced Stone Cold at SummerSlam. I think it was. Yeah, at SummerSlam
for the title or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And well, the lights go out, and now I can hear Vince McMahon in my ears right now. It's gotta be Kane. It's gotta be Kane.
Yep.
And he just comes out, and then
that's Paul Bearer.
There's Paul Bearer.
That's Paul Bearer. That's gotta be Kane.
And then out comes Kane, and to the ring and rips the fucking cage door off, and stands face to face with his brother who fucking burned the family funeral home hometown.
Taker stares at him confused and, wonders what he's looking at
then hits
and
him,
who he's looking at. And then he realizes it's actually him.
and it hits him with the move that nobody else has.
Right.
I mean, that's not the Undertaker uses the tombstone. That's his move.
Trademark.
Yeah. And then
Tombstone
boom,
mean. Oh, well then.
tombstoned. Fucking the Taker the hell.
Yep.
And then that set off all the events leading to shit. That was for SummerSlam leading to even to WrestleMania the next year. Like that's when that started. They built up for damn near a year.
That's very true.
And it's just brutal. And then next thing you know, you have Shawn just bloodied all up.
Yep.
And just
he wins somehow. He doesn't even know he wins.
He rolls over on the Taker.
He doesn't even know he won.
3. So Kane won the match, basically.
Kane won the match for Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels just, covered him.
And it was incredible. Like that.
That's funny.
That lives rent free in my brain.
I love that.
That's ripping hilarious. The door off. Just
manhandling it. It's hilarious. Father and son, and then brother and brother. That was awesome.
Yes, sir.
I love that.
All right. So that's it for our portion on the our favorite debuts.
The best debut portion is done, but we've got a few more things.
Talk about IWR.
We've got our IWR predictions.
Yeah, we're gonna see how well we did on our predictions.
It's very true.
I think we scored the same. What did you get?
We did. I got 5 out of 9. I got 4 wrong.
So
I feel like we should go with the one we both got wrong, clearly.
Well,
quickest.
There was but we didn't know who would be in the battle royal, so I didn't really. I picked who I thought would be in the battle
I wasn't
royal,
going to talk about that, but
you know what I mean.
That's
but
cool.
I didn't really pick anybody, so I took an L on the first one. I'll just go with that. But first off, IWR royalty reigns was incredible.
Right.
We had 9 banging matches.
Right.
And how did you do? Or how did you? We already said that. I'm out.
Anyway, all right. Let me just.
Our
ahead. First VIP match of the night was Ace Austin versus Jack Price, and I chose Jack Price.
I also did. I chose Jack Price.
And sadly, we were wrong. Ace Austin pulled off a fantastic victory. I heard
because he's a Bullet Club.
I heard he did. That was a great match. I was not surprised. Okay. After that, we had our second match, which was Mean Gia versus Miss Canada's Kelly Moore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought I chose Kelly Moore, but apparently I didn't. I chose Mean Gia because
I remember you picking Mean Gia.
I thought Kelly was gonna lose again. Sadly.
Nope. I have all the faith in her. John Bravo. Well, he's back to being John E. Bravo. We'll get to that in a few minutes.
Yes.
No, we'll get to that in a few minutes.
Okay.
But John Bravo is being such a meanie to her, and now I knew she would win. She needs to leave Canada and just come to Monroe, which would be epic.
Leave Ontario,
I
Canada.
did pick Miss Canada, though, by the way, and she won. So there was one.
Yeah,
one.
So that means I'm 2-0 already.
All right.
All right. And then, of course, as you were saying, there was the third match, which is the 15-man battle royal, which there was a bunch of people. I can't remember all of them, but there was the Saint Brothers. There was Kenny Urban. The Kenny Urban, sorry. There was Buckeye Sam and his coach.
Shout out to Kenny.
There was Tanner Nix.
Tanner.
And a few other people. I can't remember all of them, sadly. But I chose Kenny Urban, the Kenny Urban, of course, because, he's one of my favorite. Who did you pick? Oh, yeah, you said you didn't pick technically, but
I think
what
I
would
did,
you have?
but I don't remember.
Okay.
At this moment. Maybe I didn't. See, that's a week ago. Jeez.
I know. So long.
I know.
All right, so you're just automatically taking the L, you said.
Yeah, I took the L.
I took the L, of course, so that's 0-3 for me. But Jack Price, that was another person that was in it, and Jack Price actually ended up pulling off the victory.
He's the man.
He was one of the final 3 with the Kenny Urban and Tanner, I believe, or somebody else, some random other person. And Jack pulled off the win, which was good. So we both got that run wrong. And then came the main show. And I'm not going to lie, I don't remember which way they went in order.
Standing room only, once again.
That's very true.
At IWR, standing room only.
Yes.
Epic.
I don't remember which order they went in the best. I think the first match was the rematch for the for the IWR United States title.
I just want everybody to know that I got that wrong.
I also got that wrong.
Because
we chose the champion, which was Jason Hotch, the top-notch Jason Hotch. Sorry, and he went up against challenger Rich Swann, who ended up pulling off an upset victory.
I wouldn't necessarily call it an upset, but it was definitely.
I mean, I thought Jason had it. He hit him with his best, like 2 or 3 moves back to back to back, and he went for the pin, and just something happened, and
I couldn't believe it.
I don't know what happened. I seen him do like 2 or 3 good moves. I blinked, and the next thing Rich Swann was covering him, and I'm like, "What happened?"
I was standing there watching. I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, "Is this really about to happen?" Oh my goodness!
It was a fantastic match.
So, congratulations to the new
definitely
IWR United States champion.
I definitely say a good 3.5 to 4-star match.
Absolutely.
Rich definitely does deserve it though in the end. So I'm very happy. Once again, like you said, congrats.
It would be awesome to have him. We'll have him back in IWR for sure.
Yes, for sure. Already after that, I believe we go with Sam Beal and Ox versus Ace Evans. I believe it was.
Rocking it. I'm rocking it right now.
So there you go.
So the Terminator Sam Beal.
Yeah, there you go.
Is the main man.
Plug it.
And he beat Ace Evans, which I said was going to happen because.
And yes, I chose Sam Beal, and you chose Sam Beal, so we were correct. But I kind of figured Ox was going to interfere to help him win. I don't think he really needed him either, right? But I was just saying, I feel like Ox probably would have interfered, but he did not.
There to look good.
Yeah, Ox just carries him around sometimes.
Right, and it's just he's there to look good.
So. That's his party mate.
So I got that one right.
So we both got that one right.
So then that out next came that was grimy Zach Thomas versus Madman Fulton.
Yes,
which was a smasher because Madman Fulton, who I picked, he won with a devastating move. Powerhouse, man. I really like watching Madman Fulton wrestle.
I love watching Madman wrestle. However, I have to give Zach a lot of props.
I do give Zach a lot of credit too because man, he took a beating.
Zach took a beating and tried, but he also looked really good in that match at certain times.
He did.
He put up a fight. He did fantastic. He pulled out a chair for a reach up, type of thing. Test the strength. I mean,
it makes sense. He's not as tall as Madman, so
right.
I do.
So ask somebody for a chair. You never,
It worked.
So he was on his level and got destroyed down sadly. But yes, Zach definitely deserves
absolutely
all the credit in the world. He does fantastic. I love watching his matches. But yes, Madman won in a very good one. The next one I don't think you're really gonna like because it's if I'm correct, I believe it's Rodrageous Rod Lee versus Ohio State's Buckeye Sam.
But no, I lost. I picked
where your boy
get it right.
Where your boy Buckeye Sam pulled it out for me because I chose Buckeye Sam with his coach at his side.
The stupid coach with a stupid whistle.
As much as I wanted to pick Rodley, like I said, I had to choose Buckeye Sam mainly because they've been pushing him a lot really well.
I should push him down.
And he had his coach, and his coach is always interfering.
Yeah, with a stupid whistle. Stupid Ohio State whistle.
I'm pretty sure it's just a regular whistle.
It's a stupid Ohio State whistle.
As The Rock said, turn that bitch sideways and stick it up his ass, Scotty.
Turn that son bitch sideways and stick it up your candy ass.
Shine it real nice, and then there you go. But yeah, Buckeye Sam won. Unfortunately,
Rodley should have won. Like he should have. Didn't Buckeye Sam damn near cheated? So just like any Ohio State team does.
Yeah,
or
very
player
true.
Person. So
all right, we've only got 2 matches left to go through.
Hail to the victors.
So I think we're gonna go with
the tag team title match,
the triple threat tag team title match. Yes, where we've seen the Gold Reserve, which is Sullivan and Chambers with their manager Goldmain.
Goldmain?
No, Goldmain.
Oh, Goldmain.
Versus the DTA, which was Aaron and another person I can't remember his name. Sadly, but it wasn't Jack and it wasn't Tommy.
It's I just read it. I don't remember now.
I can't remember what it was. I remember hearing
versus Myron and Trey, the Rascals
teamed up. Yep, and the champions, the Rascals, which retained
absolutely, and I chose that
in a hell of a fight and
I
match.
can't never root against Trey.
I also chose the
Because
Rascals.
Trey's the man.
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought the Gold Reserve was gonna win at one point.
Well, it did look
They
like
looked really good a decent amount of the time. Not to mention they attacked the Rascals in the beginning.
Right, which was bull.
Before the bell, during the entrance, they attacked
Right,
the
so
champions.
which
The
could have
champions
been-
got tossed out, and then they attacked GTA when the match started, and they brawled and fought until the Rascals got up into their corner, and one of them
Sure
got
did.
tagged in, and the match picked up very quickly. A lot of high flying and a lot of maneuvers were flying all over the place.
Right.
Fists were flying, people,
Well,
maneuvers.
in the end, they stuck it out and they won.
In the end,
and
yes.
That made me really happy.
The
And
Rascals
because
retained.
Trey's the man. So is the Rascals in general, all of them. Every Rascal there is awesome.
Right, for sure. All right, you got the last one, bud.
So the main event, which was a slobber knocker. Well, we got to go back before we got introduced to the A-Team Special Forces earlier
that's very
before
true.
the show.
I didn't think about that.
With Bachelor
Bachelor Pad,
Boone's Bachelor Pad,
hosted by Benjamin Boone. His
That's
first
awesome.
guest was,
That's awesome.
like you said, John E. Bravo.
Yeah.
Even though it was John A. with the A-Team.
and then we got introduced to the Special Force. Well, we got introduced to one of the Special
One
Forces.
of the new Special
Turned out to be
Enforcers.
The man himself, Nate Matson.
The amazing.
The
Nate
amazing
Matson.
Nate Matson. Yes, sir.
I guess you can call him the Canadian Nate Matson now.
Yeah, I just don't want to.
I don't think he's amazing anymore now that he's, on
Exactly.
their team. So he's the Canadian.
Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be much more to that going on because I still have no idea who the other.
The other guy is, I have no idea
don't even know who he
either.
is.
I
He's
think
probably-
that
well, it doesn't matter.
I remember seeing a post on it earlier, and his name is like Donnie or something.
Well,
H Donnie or something.
Donnie and Nate and Mr. IWR World Heavyweight Champion King Latimer got their aces whooped by Rhino, DBA, which is the man, and the Dread King Logan, who is the man.
For sure.
Whooped their ass all over the House of Insanity.
All over.
They was going through, hitting each other, throwing each other at the walls, just the chairs, the pie sheets, what are the 10 cooking sheets? There it goes, cookie sheets, crap. Just everywhere. The madness, DBA going off the top rope through everybody was beautiful.
Rhino fought Baez as well did Dread King Logan, and I remember
right next to us.
I remember standing against the wall, and I remember them being behind us, and I remember slightly pulling Tyler up some, and I remember them throwing Rhino into the wall behind us, and you could literally hear the splat. Like they take their job so serious.
Yep, and it was wonderful.
And it's crazy
in the end
to see how crazy it gets live with them really throwing themselves against that the solid steel like wall by themselves.
And then they got the Rhino, DBA, and Dread King pulled the victory out after whooping their asses all over the House of Insanity. And then that Canadian ref got put through a table. And
Rear Commander Cody.
We had our comedy show this past Saturday night at
the FOP.
FOP.
Yes.
And homeboy, the Canadian ref, was still knocked out in the corner. Like all the laughter didn't wake his ass up. He was still knocked out.
He was there for
for
like 5 days, just out cold.
He
huh?
got
That's
he got
crazy.
put through the table. Got gored through the table.
So I want to go back to what you were talking about earlier, real quick, for a second. You said Miss Canada just needs to come to Michigan or Monroe.
That's right.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but I recall that Johnny got in the ring and started talking crap. And I remember Miss Canada getting in and giving him a good old low blow.
That is also true. And that's
causing him to get hit and beat down, causing the A-Team and Mr. Latimer their loss.
Basically,
So they gave Miss Canada a win in Monroe, Ontario, Canada. And then she ended up screwing Ontario, Canada by joining the Americans by screwing over Johnny Bravo.
Shout out to Miss Canada.
So Kelly Moore is the MVP that we all needed from Team Canada that we didn't know we needed at the same time.
And let's not forget to mention the next IWR. It's going to be on May 4th.
Sir.
Cinco de Mayhem.
Yep.
Cannot wait to see everybody there.
That should be a super fun time. I believe we are getting match announcements coming up with in the
Match
next 2
announcements.
weeks.
Yep. Match announcements.
Will be like the
soon.
first few. Yeah.
Mhm.
Super excited about that. Can't wait.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll do trivia here in a moment. So if you want to get that ready.
Also, the Queen of Extreme was
I'm
there
sorry,
too.
yes.
Yeah. I
didn't really meet her. I did say hello as I walked past. She did say hi, but I didn't get the chance to formally meet her.
And she ended up managing. It seemed like.
But
right
yes,
she was out there the whole time.
She wanted to talk. They wanted to have a conversation with her, and Johnny interfered and talked crap, and Miss Canada and Francine, took him out and showed him who's the real bosses.
I can't wait.
I was super excited. I totally forgot about that, and I feel bad now. But I was super excited to see Francine at ringside, helping, coercing, even talking. She was distracting Johnny Bravo at certain times to, keep him from, talking to his guys and keeping him focused.
Right.
So it's crazy. I totally didn't think about that.
Shout out to Gary and Rhino, though, putting together.
For sure.
Getting
Yes.
us some great action in Monroe. I love it.
Very great. They're really good guys.
We're thankful for the wrestling.
All the great shows and all the superstars you bring for us.
Absolutely. It's great.
For sure.
It. And so does everybody else.
Oh, yeah. The crowd of insanity. Love it.
All right. So the next is we're on our last step, and then which is the day in history, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do our trivia on this day in history.
You are hitting me with a trivia question.
I don't have. You want me to do one today? Okay.
I don't have one set up. Probably think of one.
Interesting. All right. Well, here I want you to read this today.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I'm on this day in history duty, which is we're gonna go with March 27th, 1991. See, I would have tried to memorize this if I could have, but I was not knowing. So Jim the Anvil Neidhart made his debut as a color commentator alongside Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan on the WWF Wrestling Challenge from Reno, Nevada. That is dope.
Absolutely crazy.
I didn't know that he was a commentator whatsoever.
Thought.
I mean, there's a lot of superstars who have been commentators. Macho Man. One of my favorite superstar commentator, though, is CM Punk. He was so funny on the mic.
That's really good. That's a really good one, actually.
Now, was there a reason why he was made to be an announcer?
That's a very good question. I don't really remember.
I'm going to look into that. That's awesome.
I think it was during an injury that he might have had, and that he wanted to work and he couldn't wrestle, so they're like, you know what, fine, like the Macho Man, that at certain times she'll just throw you in there and you can talk while people wrestle, because he was a really good talker. He could promo, he could shoot, he could talk, he could do it all, basically.
That's awesome.
I like that time.
All right, now hit me with some trivia.
All right. That's a good question. Sorry.
I don't know where I'd have one.
I know. Sorry. Do you want to go with a title reign question, or you want something different?
Don't matter. Hit me with anything.
All right, we'll go with this one.
Stumped me a few times.
What year was Triple H crowned King of the Ring?
90. I don't know.
I don't think that's a year. 90. I don't know. Take a guess.
Not 96. I'm trying to think when there was like a king, like Triple H did like a king thing. Was there never like a king?
Triple H was not Triple H at the time when he won it.
So he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
He was either Hunter or Paul.
Paul. It would have never been Paul. Paul Levesque?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't king. I didn't get that. So it would have been Hunter Hearst Helmsley. So probably like 95. 94.
Oh, you were close to 95 and 96. 1997.
Really?
1997.
Because 96 is 96 was Stone Cold. That's the infamous. You talk about your Psalms. You talk about your John 3:16.
Well, Austin
3:16 says, "I just whipped your ass."
But yeah, 1997, King of the Ring. I knew that he was King of the Ring. I didn't know what year either.
My favorite King of the Ring is 2001, the pay-per-view, I should say.
Okay.
Because one of my favorite matches from that is Shane
2001.
McMahon versus Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah, where they stuff their bodies trying to break the glass.
Yep, and
good lord,
Shane's like, all right, do it again. It didn't work. It didn't break. We gotta break through this. And they had to break back through.
Yeah, the first one was worse than the second one, but
Shane, no matter what, is always gives it.
I know Kurt and Shane both said they had concussions, and I know Shane was busted open. His head was busted wide open.
His head hit the dome. His dome hit the ground like the.
Well, it hit the glass and then it hit the floor. So yeah, he said he cut himself and he had a concussion. And I know Kurt said when he went to go throw him over the first time, they both missed, and that's why it failed. He got the concussion the first time, and then
they don't remember. And then after each of their concussions, they don't remember anything in the match.
Yeah. They just remember the match ending. That's all they remember. Yeah.
Taker got the concussion at WrestleMania, and he said
against Brock. Yeah.
He said he doesn't remember.
He said
he doesn't remember the streak losing.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember it.
He remembered
up to like 3:00 is his last memory of that day.
Yeah. He said something about remembering part of the match, and then he forgot all of it. It really
CTE stuff is scary.
A lot of people, yeah, a lot of people are having that issue. All right.
Everywhere.
That was a really good one, though.
I did like today's
I did enjoy a lot of what we talked about. A lot of good, surprising debuts that we need to expect. Do you think there's any other ones we could talk about? Just random small ones?
I like Rey Mysterio's WWE debut. I already knew who he was, so like seeing the vignettes or vignettes. I don't know what that word is, and I've watched wrestling my whole life.
Right.
I don't know if it's vignettes or vignettes.
The vignette.
Whatever those things are. The promos. I remember seeing like, holy shit. I remember telling my brother, like, hey, like, dude, your dude's about to be in WWE. He's coming to WWE.
That's awesome.
And then when he came out with that theme song, because he had a different one when he was in WCW. Like, who's that jumping out the sky?
That was a good one.
And it popped out on the stage. Yeah, dude, that was really cool.
It's a really good one. It's crazy. I didn't have that one written down.
I had that one I just thought about. I really liked Rey Mysterio.
Some other ones that I had written down that I just remembered. I want to make sure though. The Big Show when he came in as the Giant from the underneath the ring and through Stone Cold.
Well, he didn't come in as the Giant. He came in as Paul White.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Big Show, yeah. He between the two, the Big Show and between the two.
I did, yeah.
Because he was the Giant, and then Big Show. So between the two.
Yeah, he was.
That one was pretty good.
I mean, his name. He was just his name.
Right. I enjoyed Adam Cole when him and the beginning two members of the Undisputed Era came and they attacked Drew McIntyre.
I liked Adam Cole
NXT.
before he went to WWE. So like before he was like,
that's fair.
A household name, I guess
right.
Is what you would say.
Yeah. That's one of the ones I liked. I also had a Brock, Randy, and the Shield written down. The Shield attacking CM Punk and Ryback at the Royal Rumble during their WWE title match was really good.
I thought it was Survivor Series.
Was it? Oh yeah, that was a different one. That was after. You're right. Survivor Series.
They put somebody on the table at Survivor. It
was Ryback, but what match was it? Was it
when
Punk
he was
and Ryback?
When Ryback had the
Maybe I just got the pay-per-view wrong. I thought it was Ryback and Punk. I do remember those too.
Maybe, but it was when Ryback. Maybe I don't think it was because Punk seemed like he always had the crowd behind him, whether he was good or bad as champion. He had the crowd behind him, so it might not have been Punk. But I know they put Ryback to the table when he had a whole he was so over, like he should have won the title.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't remember who he was wrestling.
Right. Like I said, Brock Lesnar coming in, destroying The Rock to win the world title, becoming the youngest person to do it.
Until Randy.
No, he beat Randy. Like Randy was originally the youngest. Now it's Brock. Randy won at 23 or 24. Brock won at 22.
Oh, Randy's the youngest world heavyweight champion there was, not WWE champion, which is two different titles.
That's very true. And
that would be this championship.
That's the universal.
Right. I guess that's a whole.
That's also a different one.
Yeah, I guess that title reign starts back.
Technically, the first Universal Champion with the red one was Finn.
Finn Balor,
and the blue one was Roman, I think.
I think it just brought it to people.
I can't remember.
He didn't win it as blue. It's just got.
Well, that's what I said. It got transferred to blue, and it was on SmackDown, so it was the whatever.
I've seen another thing today. Actually, Triple H approved
a new belt design.
Yeah, so
I heard too. Yeah.
So it looks like from Cody Rhodes is winning the
I
title. at
told
WrestleMania.
you. No.
If that's the truth, that's the case. They just gave it away. He's gonna win at Mania, man. Hopefully. I mean, I want it no matter what. I'm gonna watch it. So
yeah.
Which is next week, I think.
Saturday and Sunday.
I'll be watching Saturday while I'm at work. So hopefully it's the second night.
We also got Skating with Spooky this Saturday. From
nice.
3 to 5.
That's gonna
come
be
on
epic.
out and enjoy. Should be fun. Just a few others though that I had. Nexus when they destroyed Raw and John Cena.
Did you say destroyed Raw?
Yeah, the Raw set and John Cena.
They beat the shit out of the set. They broke the ring.
They destroyed Raw and John Cena. Sting.
Daniel Bryan attacked Michael Cole too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's hilarious. I didn't even think about that. Sting's official WWE debut at Survivor Series, helping Dolph Ziggler be the only man on Team Cena to win. And just a few more, like 4. DDP as Sarah Stalker when he first came. Yep, in WWE. Ronda Rousey defeating Triple H and Stephanie with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania in her first match. Dominic Mysterio against Seth at SummerSlam. And then Logan Paul's first match was pretty good too. So those are a few of the other debuts I had.
Say that. He's actually pretty good in the ring.
He is pretty good. I can't wait to see what happens with him and Seth.
Because I've never done it, so like I can't really.
I can't wait.
I guess because of who he is, like the YouTuber guy, like person.
Yeah.
I wanted him to like fail. I guess I don't. I guess I feel terrible saying that, but.
I mean, Miz was a reality star. That's what I thought about him. And look at the Miz.
The Miz is one of my favorites.
That's what I'm saying. He started as a reality star. Nobody thought he was going to get over. Now look at him. He's a 14-time champion or whatever it is, and he's a Grand Slam champion. He was Money in the Bank twice, Royal Rumble winner. Go on, headline multiple WrestleManias.
This is true.
So you never know.
All right, I think that hits it for us. So I think we should thank our sponsors one more time.
Yes, sir.
You want to do it this time? You want me to do it?
Yes, I will.
All right.
We wanted to give a big shout out and a thank you for your love and support from Lane's Pizzeria, Deb's Floral, RPW, 8 Mile Vodka, Muggsy's Sports Grill and Bar, the Monroe Sports Center, IWR, Amaya's Fresh Mexican Grill, Little Brown Jug, Dudes Talking Wrestling, and Pro Wrestling Edge. Thank you all for your love and support.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
And we cannot wait to see you guys at the next episode.
I'm sorry about the time change. We didn't really let anybody know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was this is it from now on.
It was a surprise, but yes, the new time for us is 6 to 7, give or take.
We're there. We'll hope to see you guys
and
soon.
We can't wait till next week, like we said. Should be a great show.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching,
everybody.